It is 3:09. We have made it through another work week. And you know, for a lot of years, our jobs define us. Then, one day, it's all over. What does that do to a person's confidence, rather? How do we replace the busyness that work brought us? Let's be realistic. You can't golf and volunteer forever. We are talking about the bigger picture of retirement this half hour for both men and women, because let's face it, it can be a different experience. How have you handled it? Are you nearing that big decision? Give me a call, 974-TALK, 974-8255. Sylvia Solomon is a blogger and the author of For the First Time, One Woman's Journey from Career to Retirement. Hello, Miss Solomon.
Hi.
You know, retirement is always marketed as this ultimate dream. You never have to work again. But I think for a lot of people, that whole idea can be very frightening.
Oh, absolutely. Well, it can be frightening. I think we gloss over it until we're in it.
Mm-hmm.
Like while you're working and you're wondering how you can keep up this pace and all the things you're doing and you're so tired all the time, you just think, oh, won't it be wonderful when I don't have to get up in the morning at all? And then one day you retire and you don't have to get up in the morning, and suddenly you're faced with, oh my God, what am I going to do?
You retired, what was it, about 3 years ago?
Yeah.
How has it been?
Well, it's been up and down.
Mm-hmm.
It's taken most of the 3 years for me to start to feel like the ground is under my feet again.
You were a busy career woman. You worked with the educational system in Ontario?
Yes, I did.
So it was day in, day out, and then did it suddenly just hit you that it's all over with?
Yep. Yeah. It started to hit me a little bit in my last, 6 weeks, couple months before I worked, when I suddenly realized I was being left out of things. Meetings were happening, things were being planned because everybody knew I'd be retiring. I was already not included. In fact, a common phrase would be people coming by my office and saying, oh, are you still here? So some of that started even before I left work. But once I left work, it was this, at first you tend to enjoy just sleeping in late and spending your days in your pajamas watching TV.
Mm-hmm.
And pretty soon, that doesn't feel very meaningful, and it gets very boring and very lonely.
Rightly or wrongly, Sylvia, we do attach a big chunk of our ego to our jobs.
Absolutely.
And then suddenly that part of our ego is gone. What do you do? Do you try to focus on replacing that, or do you just give yourself that opportunity to recreate yourself?
Well, I don't think you have any real choice other than recreating yourself. Mm-hmm. I mean, you can, you try to figure out, my book is called For the First Time because what I realized is that for the first time in my life, I could do whatever I wanted all day. Mm-hmm. But I had no idea what I wanted to do if I wasn't going to do the things I was used to doing. And so you really do. It is a process of you try out something, you try volunteering, and you realize you're volunteering the wrong place, or you're not busy enough where you volunteer, and you just keep trying things on, and some you keep and some you move on from. But it's a long process in figuring out who you are again.
I think it was interesting. Didn't you attend a workshop on retirement where they really talked a lot about whether or not you are financially prepared to retire? Yeah,
I actually went to more than one because I was pretty nervous about this.
Mm-hmm.
And they were all about financial planning. And, of course, that's important, except they tell us to go to those workshops in our last 5 years of work.
Mm-hmm.
And the truth is, you go to a financial planning workshop 5 years before you want to retire, the only thing you can get from it is either you walk away going, all right, I think I'm going to be all right, or I blew it and I can't retire at all. But it's too late to really change your finances
mm-hmm.
in any significant way. And I think they spent like 1 hour out of 2 full days talking about your heart and your being and who you would be and what you would do.
I think you said that...
A real mistake, I think.
Sylvia, I think you said people have to go to those financial retirement planning workshops 5 years rather into your career as opposed to the last 5 years of your career.
Yeah. And the problem is, of course, 5 years into your career, you're not really thinking about retirement. It seems so remote, and you're worried about raising children and all that entails. But the truth is, if you don't start planning from the beginning, what you do 2 years before you retire isn't going to make all that much difference.
Yeah, I know we focus so much on the finances, but we've got to start looking at more the emotional and all those other things that go with it. My guest this half hour is Sylvia Solomon. She is the author of For the First Time, One Woman's Journey from Career to Retirement, and I'd love to hear your stories as well. 974-TALK, 974-8255. Coming up after the break, so what do you do? We're back after this.